Hello guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Jagged Alliance 2 version 1.13. This is part 15, and in this part we are going to continue our defense of Drassen. Last time we attacked a patrol in B12, which was reinforced while we were still on our way there. So we fought 22 enemies, which provided us with some nice new weapons, especially the SA-24 here for Grizzly. And also some other things like a Scorpion in decent condition and some more armor, especially for Ira, and also a better condition steel helmet for Fox, plus some other things like the cargo stuff here, which isn't that great, but we might want to repair it up anyway once our primary weapons and armor are repaired for reinforcements we are soon going to get. So it's not the best weapon, it's worse than the other two SMGs we have so far, but it's still better than nothing, can still suppress with it. And yeah, we'll see if we find the time to repair this or not. We only have Murgus repairing so far, so we do not have that many repair points per hour to play with. But at least the toolkit should last us some time. Okay. We are pretty much dependent on what the enemies are going to do, so we'll just hunker down here, get repairs going, get more militia up, and also get Grizzly up in health again. He took 2 hits from an auto-fire volley by an elite in the last battle, so he's down to 60 of 94. It's a considerable chunk, and being wounded, as you've seen in the last battle, will slow you down, or will slow the wounded merc down considerably. Also, it reduces his chance to hit, etc. So if you have anyone wounded, especially if it's a serious wound, you should try to get them up as fast as possible again. These 2 points here that Steven is missing aren't a big deal. He'll just regenerate them in no time. But 34 points of health would take a long time to regenerate without a doctor. Having someone with the paramedic skill like Ira or Fox, or the second level of that skill, a doctor, present will also boost the natural regeneration rate. So yeah, be mindful of where you place your mercenaries, even in the strategic screen. Okay, but before we set our women and men to do further business in Drassen, let's do some inventory cleanup. I just took everything we found in B12 and transported it back to Drassen. And seeing that it's 1924, we cannot really do anything with this started hour, because we only have 36 minutes left and we need at least 45 to have any assignments we give to our mercenaries count. So we have time to just travel around. Let's see if the civilians around this area here have something new to say. But we might have to go to a different sector for that, because we still need to get info on where we can find Skyrider. We do know that he's in a swamp sector, because Waldo told us, but we can also get some more detailed info if we talk to the civilians.
I do what I can.
Oh, and Murgus just gained a level of experience for running around. Something new in 1.13. Can gain health, strength and experience by running around in real-time mode without any enemies present. Yep, they no longer mind our being here. Yeah, but they don't have anything else to say. So let's move to the next sector here.
I made it! Let's do something already!
I'm also going to unload anything we don't need. I think Fox didn't carry anything she doesn't need. She doesn't need the rifle ammo, of course, but I want to keep this around anyway because it might come in handy soon. Let's give Grizzly the fuller one, because Fox does have these 2 bags in case anything goes wrong. This we cannot make any use of, but Grizzly can convert these. It's unlikely that he'll need that much, but suppression fire does take a lot of ammo. So as long as he has the room, he should bring as much ammo as he can. Okay, let's see. We don't need this helmet at the moment. She doesn't really need that much 38 ammo, but for the time being, let's bring it. We can get rid of this one round though. It's not really needed. Okay, and we need to get the Scorpion repaired soon for some extra suppression on her. Okay, Meltdown of course can drop these and the LBE plus the Makarov. I checked, by the way, the PM does have a small advantage over the PMM. It's not as loud, it only has 40 loudness, while the PMMs have 45. So that's a small difference between the two. But other than that, they are identical. And I prefer having 4 more rounds in a magazine over 5 less tiles of being heard. Okay, she's fine as well. She has a lot of spare room. Mergus didn't... Oh yes, he carried the copper wire. And Steven is fine. Okay, that's that for the inventory part. And we do have the time, so we can just keep everyone together. Don't have to set them to doing anything else at the moment. Let's see here if any of these civilians have anything else to say. But I guess we need to go down to the mine sector.
I don't believe I needed to see that.
Ah no, there it is. Is your hideout that house in the swamp to the southwest of here? So southwest should be in this sector then. I think these are, yeah, these are woods, so this is the only swamp sector to the southwest. And yeah, that's where we'll find Skyrider. So that's very convenient, he's close by. He could also be up here, which takes considerably longer to get to, or even over here, which is a long hike, take almost 6 hours. So this is, as said, convenient. Yep, talking to the civilians in Drassen does pay off. And if you don't want to read through all of these, you can just click on them a couple of times and then switch to the strategic screen. Only the important bits of info will be listed in this log. As you can see here, the southwest clue for finding Skyrider is the only thing listed here, despite the at least 5 or 10 things they said other than that. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if there's anyone in the bar.
Standing by. Okay.
I think we
Done.
checked, but I can't really remember. So let's do it again. Okay, there's no one here. Alright. We do need to set up defenses, of course, but for now we cannot see any enemies around Drassen, and we know that there aren't any. The militiamen will, or are providing us with intel of these sectors, and seeing that there are no enemies displayed here on the map means that there are none close by. So we can just have our people where they are and be fine with that. Let's see, repair order. I think the MP5K needs to get at least 1 hour of repairs in. The Sphinx could do with some as well, but it has a repair ease of -2, so I'll keep that for last. And Fox has enough weaponry to keep her afloat even if the Sphinx decides to jam up. So this MP5K should get some repairs. Then this SA-24 should also get some repairs. The other weapons here are fine. The Viz could use 1 round of repairs, but it's not high priority. The Scorpion should also get some repairs. The weapons in the hand slots, equipped weapons, are at the highest priority, right after jammed guns. So I'll keep this down here to ensure that the SI-24 is repaired twice before we go on to the other weapons. These two are in good shape. The Beretta also has a repair ease of -1 in this case, not -2, but -1, and it's in good shape with 93, plus it's reliable, so that's fairly low priority too. And the Makarov also, it does have a great repair ease of +3, but let's keep this down here. So Mergus takes care of the other things first. And this MP5K could also take a round of repairs. Let's go with Grizzly's SA-24 first, because it will deteriorate faster, considering that he's going to shoot a lot on auto-fire. And it's +1 repair ease, so it should be fine with +16. That brings it up to 91 after 2 hours. That's great. Okay, let's set it up. Mergus can repair items. Steven can continue militia training. It's at 39%. That's all right here. And then Fox should doctor. Grizzly is going to be a patient. No surgery. Ira can continue training her leadership, or practicing her leadership. And Meltdown should also take care of militia. So we should have another batch out in 3 hours. Which we won't do, of course, because it's going to be shortly before midnight. And I prefer delaying getting militia out till after midnight, so we have to pay for them only after a whole day instead of 2 hours. Okay, and seeing that we can't do anything useful in this hour, can't get any progress on the assignments, let's put anyone who can to sleep. Grizzly's the only one who doesn't need sleep. That's because he is primitive and doesn't expend as much energy on traveling. Alright, let's see if we have any enemy movement in this next half hour. Nope. Nice, so we can get at least 1 hour of important business in here. Let's wake up Fox. Yeah, let's wake up Fox for 1 hour, and the others can just go about their business. And if I read up on the new repair system, if I understood it correctly, this should be the next thing that's repaired, because it's in priority category number 1, being an equipped weapon, and it's the lowest with 75. Let's put this away too, because I prefer having this up with 2 hours of repairs. And this way it should be like that. See, no enemy movement still.
Never too old to learn.
Oh, and Steven's increasing in leadership. Perfect. Meltdown as well. Brings us up to 60. Oh, and of course, she needs to go in the combat support hospital, actually. I forgot about that. Okay, let's have her sleep for 1 hour. And have Grizzly do something else. Train his mechanical while his doctor's asleep. Others are fine. They can continue as they were. Yep, this got repaired. But only by 7 for some reason. Should have been repaired by 8. Not sure why that's... Maybe Mergus repaired something else for 1 point. I'm not sure. But no matter, it's just 1 point. Let's keep going. Okay, that's enemy movement. So we should get down to the mine sector to defend against either of these or both. Let's see. This one's up to 89 now. So still no repair ease bonus. That's weird. But yeah, no matter. Okay, let's see here. We need to position ourselves in the mine sector, of course, to defend properly. Let's get down here.
Understood.
I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
We should split up, probably. Yep. If you get this kind of glitch that you saw before, that the screen seems to tear up, just turn off the Merc lighting by pressing G, the G key. I don't think it's in the options menu any longer. It used to be in here, but I think they removed it. Not no, it's still here. I think they removed it in newer builds. This Merc lights during movement. These lights are only there to help the player find his mercenaries. They do not show up for the enemies. Doesn't mean that your mercenaries run around lit up like Christmas trees, ready to be shot at in the darkness. So don't worry about that, but it will be glitchy on some PCs, like on mine. So just turn it off. Also, turning this off makes it easier to judge which areas are lit, because if you have them on, the area around your mercenaries will be lit up, and you don't really know if which areas are actually lit up and which are only lit up by the Merc lighting. You can also check the brightness of any tile by aiming at it and then pressing F. It will tell you the brightness. You can see here it's 58, here it's 79, back here it's only 22.
Okay.
Let's see here. Don't think we need too many people up here. We also have the militia to help us out, and I think for this night fight I'll keep them around. Because these 6 should be elites. They are quite dangerous, and they might be equipped with night vision goggles. And the only night vision we have is Steven's night ops trait. The others would just be lost in the darkness without goggles and without night ops trait. So we should keep the militia around just to spot for us. We might lose a few, but I rather lose militia than mercenaries. Okay, let's get set up down here.
Standing by. Yeah.
Steven has the best
Okay.
vision in darkness, so let's bring him here. He can just check this whole area.
Standing by. Done.
Grizzly can support him.
Done.
Well, he could go around this area to have a clear shot. Yeah, let's bring him over here. There's some fairly dark areas around here as well. So he can support the militia. And he shouldn't be alone, so let's bring Meltdown as well. She's a capable fighter, so she's fine alone as well, but let's keep people together. Then Ira can help spot with Steven in this area. She does have armor now, so she's not as vulnerable as she used to be. And
Understood.
let's get the others here, I think. We could have someone up here to check this area, but I think we should... Yeah, well, we should have someone up here. We should have someone up here just to cover this area. They cannot spawn down here at the cliffs, but they can spawn in here, or rather enter the sector here. So I think it's good to have someone up here. I think we can spare Ira. Let's actually bring Foxes back up for Grizzly and get these 2 up here. At least in this direction, so they can engage enemies up here and also help out down here. I think that's the best thing to do here. Yeah, she doesn't really need the big rock, but let's make use of it anyway. I think Grizzly had a brake light.
You called?
So if things get dicey, he can chuck it out here. Oh, but actually, he might pass it on because he's crippled in action points now, and I might want to use him for suppression fire.
Standing by.
Let's think about this. Fox is weak, but brake lights are light, so it's not really that much of a problem to throw them. Yeah, let's give Fox the brake light, so she can light up an area and Grizzly can take shots on it. Meltdown should still have some of this ammo. Yeah, she can just use this in her Makarov now. Okay. And let's set people up again. Now we don't have the field hospital, but no matter. She might want to take a nap, actually. Yeah, Fox needs a lot of sleep. That's the only drawback with her, but that's okay. He can practice his mechanical. Meltdown and Steven should also sleep for now. Murgus can repair and Ira can also take a nap. They shouldn't get here until after 11 PM. Let's be careful anyway. Okay, now Fox is up. Grizzly is tired, that's perfect. He can be patient now. Ira can train her leadership, and Steven and Meltdown can train militia. We were at 46% here, so that's fine as well. We can finish this batch up after midnight, once these enemies either moved away or have been engaged. And yeah, we are only at 15% here, so that's perfectly alright. Okay. Could imagine that these enemies won't attack, but... Oh, and you also saw some changes, or a change down here. Now we have a daily expense of $200. That's because we have 20 green militiamen in total, and that's $10 a head, meaning 200 in total. The blue ones cost 20, and the elites, the dark blue ones, cost 30 for the stationary militia. It might sound like it's not a lot, but it can add up to high expenses. So be mindful of that. And as said, you only pay for them once you have had them in your employ for 24 full hours. So it's best to pump militia out shortly after midnight, because then you'll have them for free for maybe 23 or 22 hours before you actually have to pay for them the next day. Okay, Fox can doctor 1 more hour, and I think he should be fine, but the other 3 should sleep. Let's see about weaponry. This one's in perfectly fine condition. Let's bring the MP5K out. Oh, well, not here, of course. She needs the bag to doctor. These are fine, or not that high priority for now. She can bring this one up as well. And Murgus can then switch to the MP5K also, once the others have been repaired. Oh, and the storm started. That's nasty, because a storm reduces sight range by 60%, and the night time or darkness reduces sight by 50%, and these two stack. So I can just show you for a moment. Let's get Steven in squad 1. He does have night ops, but still his sight range is, nearly inexistent. And if we pick Fox, who doesn't have night ops, it's even here with the lit up areas. It's very short. Yep, it's no fun fighting in these conditions. So let's see what we can do here, despite these conditions. We do have the militia to spot. That's great in a storm. Essential, almost. But yeah, let's not take any unnecessary risks anyway.
All done.
Okay, let's stay here and yes, train another batch. Fox should get some sleep while Grizzly can train his mechanical again. You can see that Fox has patched him up nicely, so he is in fighting condition again. Let's see, she's fine, the others are fine. Well, Steven could use an hour of sleep, just to be sure. Yep, he was sleeping, Mergus was sleeping, so. Storm's still going, but enemies often don't like attacking at night. They often wait until the next morning, so I'm not that worried. She can keep sleeping while Grizzly keeps practicing. Ira needs sleep and Meltdown as well, while Mergus can repair. Let's see, this is still 78. This one's been repaired. So the Scorpion should get the next repair points allocated. And the Storm's done, that's good. More sleep for her. And Mergus could take a nap. Okay, I think it's time to get repairs on the MP5K going. Yeah, that's fine. And this one's fine as well. Yep, let's just distribute the repair points on these. And see. Yeah, Grizzly should... Well, let's have him be a patient for now to wake up Fox. That should do it. And then have her sleep again. Ira needs sleep as well. Meltdown too. Let's give Steven a chance to sleep as well, because well, no, if the enemies attack, it's not gonna be night any longer anyway, but civilian training is at 62 here. Okay, let's see how many batches we can pump out today. So that's at 62. We can finish this in 1 hour, and we can get this up in 4 hours. Yeah, let's see. I think we can safely finish this one up and start a new one, and then get these two up to around 80. Or this one's already at 80, but get this up to 80 and finish these two at 1 and 2 in the morning the next day, so we don't have to pay the daily expense so early. I think I'll reposition slightly. I think Mergus is way off now. That I thought the elites or the 6 would probably move up here, but since they did not do that, we'll just bring Mergus over. The others should be in decent positions. Doesn't really need to be here.
Understood.
And it's going to be daytime. They cannot spawn down here, of course. They will have to not spawn, enter over here. It's going to be daytime when they attack. So let's let's be careful. So Steven over here as well.
Why do people have such a morbid fascination with this? It's disgusting and tragic.
Yep, that's right. Let's bring all of these back actually, because in daytime we don't want to be this close to the enemy.
Standing by.
Or rather, not in this spot. We can bring them over here now that we don't have to fear anyone entering here. We don't want to be too forward. Can be dangerous as well.
You called? I'm into it.
Bring Fox here.
Standing by.
And
Standing by. Gotcha.
Mergus and Steven might
okay.
want to take this roof. Or we can... Yeah, it's very likely that some of them will enter here. Let's bring bring Melton as well. Bring Melton and Steven up on this roof.
I hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or have Steven actually stay down here.
Okay.
Let's see about his... Yep, he can aim all the way here.
I hear you.
Get Meltdown up here. Ira can help in this direction as well. But, I don't want her to be too close.
Standing by.
And Mergus can take this spot to have, once daylight's here to illuminate this area, so we can take some shots here. Okay. Let's set these up again. And repair here. And have these sleep. Okay, and there's another email. Oh, and it's from Spec, a new recruiting alternative. Yep, and as he mentions, this is not spam, and it truly isn't. It's another website we can now visit at merc.com, where we can hire mercenaries. And one great thing about MERC is that you do not have to pay the mercenaries in advance. You can have them up to 8 days before you get a reminder, and then 2 days longer, so up to 10 days without paying a single dime for them. Doesn't mean you shouldn't pay them regularly, because if someone gets a level up, some of the MERC guys, you'll pay the whole duration you had them in your employ, or all of the duration you haven't paid them for, you'll pay the higher price. So it's good to pay these regularly too, but if you are short on money, this is a good alternative. Let's visit MERC.
Hello? Hello? Is this operational? Hello? Wait. Now, which was it? Bear with me. Line out. Okay? Hello? There we go. Please accept my apologies for that. We're just getting the equipment installed here, and I am trying, at present, to work out some of its finer points. You didn't have any trouble finding us, did you? We are a relatively new organization, and for all intents and purposes, you are our first customer. I must say that this is highly exhilarating. I am aware that you may have heard certain things about us, but I encourage you to put them aside. After all, my partner, Biff Abscott, and I are both former AIM members, and highly decorated mercenaries ourselves. MERC is our first attempt to open up the market by offering comparable quality, better service, and unique candidates for recruitment. You will undoubtedly be interested to know why you should choose Merc over AIM. I have prepared, there it is, a list. First, no money is required up front, unlike certain other organizations. You pay only when you receive the invoice. Secondly, I am confident that you will appreciate our prices. Lastly, we offer a good range of individuals, and as business improves, I plan to expand my venture, offering more and more mercenaries for your perusal. I will also be updating our webpage. In passing, it was prepared rather quickly, and Biff is not as skilled with a mouse as he is with a gun. In any case, don't let it deter you. We are a new organization committed to serving your needs. So perhaps I could interest you in opening up an account? Biff has, I believe, incorporated that feature.
Yep, as you can see, this website isn't that great looking. It looks like the typical end of the 90s GeoCities website.
but I used to work with Carp Melfield. He used to carry our stuff around for us. Well, that's perhaps not entirely fair. He used to fetch water, too.
Yep, and Carp Melfield is the guy I spoke about when checking the alumni website, or the alumni section of the AIM website. I think he's somewhere around here. Yeah, that's Carp, the one Spec just talked about. And you can also find Spec here. He used to be an AIM member, and he was very good actually in repairing things with high mechanical skill. But he wasn't too expensive, so he was a good repairman. And here's Biff, the person who created that great looking MERC website. And he's also available as a mercenary. But let's see, let's open up an account first. Would you like to open one? Yes.
On behalf of Merc, thank you for opening an account with us. This is rather important to us, actually, and we ask that you continue to support us as we strive to improve our service and selection.
Okay, now that we have an account, we can check the files. This is Biff, the guy I just showed you on the AIM alumni site. As you can see, his stats aren't great. He's actually decent. He has all of his physical attributes in the 70s, except for strength, which is very low with 41. And his wisdom is not great. But in my opinion, wisdom is a little overrated. You really don't need to have everyone with high wisdom. Wisdom does help, and you saw me creating Mergus with the highest possible wisdom of 85. The highest possible wisdom for an IMP character. There are others who have high wisdom, of course, like Steven. It does help, but it's not essential. I wouldn't discard mercenaries just because their wisdom is low. I used to play like that when I started out, but I realized that other factors are way more important than a high wisdom rating. And Biff's usable, but yeah, we don't really need him at the moment. We might get him later as a mule. Also, there are quite a few mercenaries who do not like Biff. Then there's Haywire. He's a psychopath, as you can tell by some of his lines, and of course also by the text provided here, even though they, of course, the MERC providers, of course, aren't going to tell you up front about the weaknesses the cheapo mercs here have. So Haywire has low agility and low health, so that's not great. And other than that, he's not awesome either. But he does have automatic weapons, which is useful. I don't think we're going to get him. He's not that great. Gasket is someone who's often overlooked, probably also because of his low wisdom, but he's actually a great repairman. He has a dexterity of 89 and mechanical 82, plus he has the trait technician, so he's one of the best repairmen in the game actually, at least for the money you pay for him. Of course, Magic or Trevor are better than him, but you pay, well, you can have him for a month for the same price you'd pay for Magic or Trevor for 1 day, almost. So yeah, it's not really comparable. And there are some free mercenaries, or next to free, like Mad Dog and Dynamo, who are both great repairmen, but we will only get them later on. So for now, he's a great repairman, and he, of course, will stay a great repairman for the whole game. But I don't think we are going to recruit him yet, because he's quite expensive, and we do not need to repair that much at the moment. Mergus is doing fine. The fact that we only have one toolkit isn't that much of a problem, because we could just have one of the two sleep while the other repairs, and the other way around. So that's not really that big of a problem. But yeah, let's not get him for now. Razor is very good actually. His health is a bit low, but agility, dexterity and strength are great. As said, wisdom not that important, and his marksmanship will improve anyway. problem with him is that his traits aren't as useful as Haywire's. He doesn't have auto weapons, but I think he's an athlete in this version, so that's useful. Takes less action points to move around. And yeah, he's a good fighter, despite the low marksmanship. So I think we are going to get him, just to have someone else on the ground to help us out. Yeah. Yeah, he's a knife fighter, as you can read up on here. He used to be a knifing expert with the old trade system. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he's an athlete and melee fighter now. But we'll see that in a second. Yeah, he's also a psychopath, as you can take away from this text. He takes pride in his ability to carve the alphabet, or at least the vowels, into his victims before they bleed to death. He probably doesn't know more than the vowels. Yeah, and he is certifiable, but not as a killing machine. Well, also as a killing machine, but he should probably be in an insane asylum. Let's check the others before we get him. Flo can be trained up to be a decent militia trainer. Same as Biff, she has the teaching trait. But other than that, she's really not ready for combat. Her agility is horrendous, her action points are going to be, or are so low. Her health of 58 is crippling almost, and her marksmanship is terrible. So we are going to get her later on, once we get to Tony, the weapons trader on the ground in San Mona, because she gets better prices here, because she worked as a bookkeeper for a major gun dealer before joining MERC. That's why she knows how to haggle for firearms. She knows the value so well. She gets a bonus of 10% for weapons and ammunition. But we don't need her at the moment. And money's tight, so she's only 100 per day, but I don't want to blow these 100 per day until we need her. We could get her just to start training her leadership, but it's not that pressing. And the last one for now, if you get some business going for MERC by hiring the mercenaries and paying them, they will then be able to get more mercenaries. And some of them, of the later ones, are very good, and we are going to work towards that, to enabling MERC to get some of the better mercenaries, of the more expensive mercenaries. Gumpy's, yeah, he's also slow with his low agility, and his high wisdom does help, of course, but yeah, he isn't very useful. At least not at the moment for us. You can train him up, of course, to be a decent fighter, and I've done that in the past, but it takes some time. Okay, let's get Razor for now.
Razor has often commented upon his enjoyment of collaborative efforts with Haywire. It has been my pleasure. And for your patronage, again, please accept my fondest thanks.
Yep, he's friends with Haywire, as Spec tells us, and he does not like Biff and Flo. So once we get Biff and Flo, we need to make sure that they do not stay in the same sector.
Time. You won't find any high-pressure salesmanship here. Of course, you, a steady customer, already realize the benefits of dealing with a professional organization like Merc.
Yep, we are a steady customer, just having hired one guy. Let's see. Ah, he has throwing as well now. Okay. So that's throwing just for knives. Grenade throwing is handled by the demolitions trait now. With the old trait system, throwing is for both demolitions, grenades, and also knives, throwing knives. Good. And you can see here, psychotic. And he's also malicious, just as Meltdown. And he should come with, yeah, a Colt and some ammo for it. And we have a helmet, a spare helmet for him, so he can be helpful right away. Okay, he'll arrive at 1, and I think the food should be... yeah, they have received the food, so we can use Razor to bring Dimitri with him. Dimitri is the next rebel we can hire. Not hire, but recruit from Miguel's side once the food is in Omerta, and now that it's there, we can pick him up. You can set the drop-off point for your mercenaries by clicking on this airspace icon or pressing the A key in the strategic view, then selecting this targeting thingy. You can only set them down in the green area. We only have these 2 sectors that are green at the moment because we do not control any of the SAM sites. But once we get a SAM site under our control, we can also choose to put down new mercenaries in a larger area, depending on which SAM sites we control. Let's drop him off right here. He can't be dropped off in an area where there are enemies present. In 1.12, the enemy would never take back Omerta, so you'd have the choice between A9 and A10, but now they usually or always take back A9, so the only drop-off point you have is A10. But we don't need anything in A9, so that's perfect. Okay, you can see now he's listed as in transit, and he'll be there at 13:30. It said 1300 hours on the website, but it's always a half hour later. It's the same for AIM mercenaries. They will always be delivered 30 minutes later than first stated. Okay, let's see here. We can continue training militia. Let's get her to on doctor duty again. Nope. Yeah, she can doctor up Grizzly 1 more hour. Nope. And then let's train militia with these 2. I think Mergus needs a nap. Yep. Others are fine. Let's see if the enemy attacks now that it's light out again. Nope. The bigger group moved away, while the smaller group moved up north. So they are probably going to try to take back C13. And we are not going to let that happen. We don't need any of these. Well, we could get the Tucker of ammo for Grizzly. Let's get this up. Let's see. Oh, these are all full. Perfect. Okay, the rest we do not need at the moment. The TNT, of course, is going to be helpful later on, and we might even repair up one of these pistols, but for now that's fine. Okay, and let's give the brake light back to Grizzly. Yep. Okay, and move our troops. You can sort these columns by just clicking the header. And I'm not sure if I talked about this before, but you can just select mercenaries here by using the standard keys like you would in the Windows Explorer, for example. If you want to select a range, just select the bottom or the top merc, then hold Shift and click the merc up to whom you want to select. Or you can press Control to add mercenaries to the selection. So let's do that here. I think I talked about that, but yeah, repetitions never hurt anyone. Also, if you want to select all mercenaries that are in a certain squad, just press the number. Squad 1 is 1, of course, then you can select all of them. For traveling, that's not necessary, because if you select any of these, all will be selected. Squads will always travel together. But be mindful that you can use this one key to send them to sleep, for example. If I wanted to get all of them to sleep, just press 1 and then click here. Also saves you the hassle of clicking away these blah 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 and tired messages. Because if I were to go like this, I'd have to click these messages away. And that's annoying. Okay, let's get into position.
I'm where I'm supposed to be.
We could go out and attack them, but I don't see how that's necessary.
Oh my god, that's so revolting!
Gotcha!
Yep, as you can see, the dead bodies start decaying. And yeah. Oh, there's Carmen. Let's talk to him before getting into position.
You called? I'm into it.
Carmen Dancio, International Bounty Hunter. I have a little sideline for you if you're interested. This country is crawling with wanted terrorists. Terrorists with a price on their heads. Arulco is known as a safe haven for crazies. That's what I'm doing here. I have reliable information that there could be as many as 3 or 4 of them hiding out in this country at this very moment. You get any of them for me, and I'm willing to split the reward with you. I have everything you need to know right here. Study it carefully. You need to find me? I'm usually in the northern part of the country. I feel more comfortable near the border or the airport. Oh, one other thing. They are not wanted alive. I'll need their heads as proof that the deed's been done. Shouldn't be too distasteful for you. You are a mercenary.
Yo, that's Carmen. Let's talk to him some more.
A word of advice. The country is crawling with people that cannot be trusted. No, I enjoy what I'm doing. Things are hot right now. Have to keep moving. Another time.
Standing by. Done.
Things are hot right now. Have to keep...
Yep. As he said,
You called?
he's a bounty hunter. And we now have this diskette. State-of-the-art equipment. And he also gave us a machete. That's useful. Because we can now get these t-shirts turned into rags and build more Molotovs. This isn't the most wieldy weapon. You can use any knife for cutting off heads. You don't need this big one. But for now, it's the only one we have, so we'll just bring it. You can even use a pocket knife to chop off the heads of the terrorists. You can actually chop off the heads of any dead body you have lying around, but only the ones of the terrorists have any actual benefit.
Cool.
Let's get these done.
Cool. Cool.
And
Cool.
then also build some more Molotovs.
Cool.
Let's see here. Who's gonna get the knife, the machete? He can... the Razor can use this, of course, later on. But for now... let's just give it to Meltdown, because she has the room. Doesn't really need it, but yeah. Okay. Let's see. We can... something... oh yes. We now have the files about the terrorists in our files area, also indicated by this folder icon here. And yeah, here you can read 2 pages of info. And I just remembered, reading these sometimes crashes my game, so I'm not gonna continue here. I'm gonna save and then continue in the next episode with checking these out and probably another defensive battle in C13. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.